striker netted a stunning hat-trick, leading Sporting CP to a landmark victory in Portugal and taking his season tally to 23 goals. With assists included, that brings his total to 27 goal contributions in just 17 games across all competitions. At this rate, he's well on course to surpass or match his impressive 58 goal contributions from the 2023-24 campaign. With the January transfer window fast approaching, many fans are already speculating about potential signings. It's no surprise that Gyokeres is near the top of many wish lists, given his exceptional form for the Lisbon-based club. As a result, it's not unexpected that numerous supporters on X, formerly Twitter, have urged their clubs to pursue the 26-year-old forward. Liverpool Cressy is among the Premier League teams keeping a close eye on Gyokeres, according to Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg. Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea are all said to have specific interest in the Primera Liga striker. While Sporting is unlikely to demand the full release clause of £83.3 million in the summer, Gyokeres' current value of £49.9 million to £58.3 million remains a significant sum for a forward set to turn 27 next June. It's certainly a thought-provoking situation for former Brighton technical director Dan Ashworth, who sold the Swedish striker to Coventry for just £1 million in 2021. The question remains, will Liverpool be one of the clubs vying for Gyokeres' signature next summer? It seems unlikely unless either Diogo Jota or Darwin Núñez leaves the club in the same window. Given that one of new manager Arne Slot's primary objectives is to maximize Núñez's potential, it seems doubtful that the Uruguayan would be allowed to depart after only one season under the Dutchman. Perhaps persistent injury issues for Jota may prompt some what-if thinking from Liverpool's recruitment team, but Jota remains one of the club's most effective forwards when fit. Liverpool's contract negotiations for key players. Liverpool is also dealing with the contract situations of several important players. Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Virgil van Dijk all face uncertain futures at Anfield, and the club is actively working to reach agreements to secure their long-term stays. Andy Robertson, too, is nearing the end of his contract, though he still has less than 2 years remaining. Arne Slot holds Robertson in high regard and considers him the first-choice left-back. According to Football Insider, Liverpool is preparing to open talks with the Scotland international to prevent a repeat of the contractual uncertainties they've faced with Salah, Alexander-Arnold, and Van Dijk. Robertson has been one of Liverpool's standout players during their successful spell under former manager Jurgen Klopp, winning both the Premier League and Champions League. His defensive solidity and tireless work ethic have provided vital support to the team's backline. Despite Slot's recent selection of Kostas Tsimikas in some matches, he still rates Robertson highly and wants to retain him. The 30-year-old is a key leader in the dressing room, and his experience remains crucial to Liverpool's defensive strength. Should Liverpool seek a new left-back? Since joining Liverpool in 2017, Robertson has been one of the club's best signings in recent years. However, as the club looks to inject youth into their squad, they may be wise to consider adding a younger left-back option. Reports suggest Liverpool has shown interest in Wolves' Rayhan Ait-Nouri and Bournemouth's Milos Kerkez, both of whom have been in impressive form this season. Still, this doesn't necessarily mean that Robertson should be sold. His leadership and experience at left-back remain invaluable to the team. Omar Marmoush, a serious option for Liverpool. In other transfer news, Eintracht Frankfurt's Omar Marmoush continues to catch the eye with his stunning performances. On Thursday, the Egyptian forward scored a brilliant free kick to seal a 1-0 win over Slavia Praha in the Europa League. Marmoush's form this season has been exceptional, with 13 goals and 9 assists in 15 matches, propelling Frankfurt to third place in the Bundesliga. Marmoush's contract with Frankfurt runs until 2027, but the club would reportedly consider selling him for a bid between €50 million to €60 million next summer. With Liverpool interested in bolstering their forward options, the 25-year-old could be a serious target for the club in 2025. Given that Mohamed Salah's contract situation remains unresolved, Marmoush's arrival could potentially fill the gap left by the Egyptian's departure. 7 goals and 3 assists. Arsenal continue to track long-term £55 million target as Kai Havertz's future grows uncertain. Arsenal are continuing to keep a close eye on the progress of RB Leipzig's Benjamin Šeško, as Mikel Arteta looks to bolster his attacking options with a new striker in the 2025 summer transfer window. The Gunners had hoped to bring in a new number 9 ahead of the 2024/25 season and were strongly linked with several forwards, including Victor Gyokeres and Alexander Isak. However, Arsenal failed to secure a deal for a traditional striker, and Arteta has since deployed Kai Havertz in the role. While the German has contributed in the early part of the season, his performances have highlighted his lack of the clinical edge that a natural striker offers, with the Gunners failing to win any of their last 3 Premier League matches. According to the Daily Mails, Sami Mokbel, Havertz's presence at Arsenal was one of the reasons Šeško hesitated over joining the club during the summer, as the 21-year-old was worried about being relegated to a backup role behind the German international. Šeško, who has a release clause of around £55 million, remains on Arsenal's radar as the club continues to monitor him ahead of a potential move in 2025. Can Benjamin Šeško lead Arsenal to a Premier League title? Šeško could be exactly what Arsenal need in their quest for a first Premier League title in 20 years. The Gunners are missing a natural goalscorer who can make the difference in tight matches, and the 21-year-old Slovenian forward fits that profile perfectly. Šeško has already shown his goal-scoring ability this season, netting 7 goals and providing 3 assists in 14 appearances for Leipzig. Over the last 2 seasons, he has accumulated 25 goals and 5 assists for the Bundesliga club, demonstrating his potential to develop into one of the top strikers in world football. If the forward opts for a move in the summer of 2025, Arsenal will face competition from other top clubs for his signature. Manchester United scouts 17-year-old talent Chris Rigg at Sunderland Manchester United are continuing to monitor the development of Sunderland's highly rated 17-year-old midfielder Chris Rigg, with the club's scouts reportedly watching the teenager nearly every week this season. Rigg has become a key player for Sunderland under Regis Lebris and has helped the Black Cats to an impressive start to the championship season, where they currently sit top of the league, with Manchester United undergoing a transition following Erik ten Hag's departure and the reshuffling of the club's hierarchy with Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe's involvement. The Red Devils are focusing on recruiting young talent to strengthen their squad. Rigg, who has been linked with United since the summer, fits the profile of the type of player the club wants to develop. Mick Brown, a former Manchester United scout, has confirmed that the club's interest in Rigg is genuine. Speaking to Football Insider, Brown said, "He's definitely one they're interested in. He fits the profile of a young player who they can help develop. They've had scouts watching him closely at Sunderland nearly every week this season. From what I've heard, they've been very impressed with him." Alan Shearer urges Newcastle to target striker Victor Gyokeres. In January, Newcastle legend Alan Shearer has urged the club to strengthen their squad in the January transfer window, with a particular focus on securing a new striker. The Magpies currently sit 11th in the Premier League with 4 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses, just 4 points behind third-placed Nottingham Forest and 4th-placed Chelsea, who are tied on points with Arsenal and Aston Villa. Newcastle has enjoyed a good run of form recently, with a 2-0 victory over Chelsea in the League Cup and a 1-0 win over Arsenal in the league. A win against Nottingham Forest could bring them even closer to the top 4. During a Q&A session with The Athletic, Shearer outlined the areas Newcastle should target in the upcoming transfer window. "I would definitely be looking at a center forward, a right-sided forward, and possibly a center half," Shearer said. "I think Newcastle are well covered in most other areas, especially at full-back, so those are the 3 positions I would prioritize. Forwards are the most important right now." Shearer also highlighted Victor Gyokeres, who has been in exceptional form at Sporting Lisbon, scoring goals consistently. "Gyokeres is smashing goals in left, right, and center at Sporting Lisbon," Shearer noted. Manchester United may be targeting Ruben Amorim as their next manager, but I've heard he won't be signing players from his former club in January. But if you want to compete, you have to target the best, and right now, Gyokeres is one of the best options available. In summary, while Arsenal continue to monitor Šeško as they look to bring in a striker into Viktor Gyokeres, a perfect striking option for Newcastle. Viktor Gyokeres has been in outstanding form this season, and he could be an excellent acquisition for Newcastle if the club can secure his signature. The Sporting CP forward is available for around £63 million, and he would be an ideal replacement for Alexander Isak should the Swedish striker depart, given his uncertain future at St. James Park. So far this season, Gyokeres has netted 23 goals and provided 4 assists in 17 appearances, including a remarkable hat-trick against Manchester City in the Champions League. Over 67 matches for Sporting, the 25-year-old has scored 66 goals and recorded 19 assists, underlining his prolific nature. While Newcastle will need to be cautious with their spending to avoid breaching the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, they still have the financial flexibility to strengthen their squad significantly. The club was prepared to spend big in the summer to sign Crystal Palace defender Marc Guéhi, offering 4 bids, the most recent of which was £65 million. This suggests that they have funds available for another big move in the upcoming window. Newcastle has also been linked with several other attacking options recently, including West Ham's Jared Bowen. Reports indicate that the Magpies are ready to make a bold approach for the England international in the near future. Tottenham eye André Ratiu. After impressive Euro 2024 display, Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly keeping an eye on Rayo Vallecano's right-back André Ratiu, with the Romanian defender attracting interest after a standout performance in Euro 2024. The 25-year-old has been a key player for Rayo this season, building on his strong showing for Romania as they reached the round of 16 in the tournament. Since joining Spurs last summer from Sporting CP, Pedro Porro has impressed under Ange Postecoglou, becoming a vital part of the team's plans at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. His success has caught the attention of Real Madrid, who are in the market for a new right-back due to Dani Carvajal's long-term injury. Although Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold remains Real Madrid's top target, the Spanish giants are also considering alternatives should the England international stay at Anfield beyond this season. Porro is one such option, which has led Spurs to start preparing for a potential exit. The club is exploring backup options, with Ratiu emerging as a possible signing next summer. Why Tottenham are interested in André Ratiu's performances for Romania in Euro 2024, where he was a standout figure in his team's run to the knockout stages, have caught the attention of several top clubs, including Tottenham. His strong displays in the tournament have continued into the La Liga season, where he has been one of Rayo Vallecano's top performers. Not only have Spurs taken notice, but Spanish clubs like Atletico Madrid and German side Bayer Leverkusen are also said to be interested in the 25-year-old. Ratiu has a release clause of €25 million in his contract, but sources suggest that Rayo Vallecano could be open to negotiations, particularly as Villarreal are entitled to 50% of any transfer fee. Reports indicate that Ratiu is ready for a new challenge in 2025, and Tottenham are poised to make a move. The Romania international could either replace Porro in the starting lineup or provide valuable depth behind him, strengthening the right-back position for Spurs. In summary, Viktor Gyokeres is a potential game-changing addition for Newcastle, while Tottenham Hotspur are also making moves in the transfer market, with Rayo Vallecano's André Ratiu emerging as a target for the right-back position. Both clubs are keeping an eye on promising talents as they look to build for the future.